Peace. My name is Allahforever. I'm the owner and creator of Babybeautiful.co, which is an online store selling baby clothes. Each week I do a video that deals directly with the babies to bring the message that I usually speak about, because it's not just about selling the baby clothes. It is more of a message that I bring. And if you have not seen any of my prior videos, then let me say that in each video I speak about saving the babies because they are the greatest. That is the motto that I use for Babybeautiful.co, the online baby store. Because in the beginning of each one of my videos, I often speak about saving the babies because they are the greatest, which is the motto that I've used for each one of the videos. That is to say that along with the online baby store, I bring a message. And that message is a part of the mission that I have as the owner and creator of Babybeautiful.co. And that is to save the babies because they are the greatest. That is a motto that comes from a tradition and history and background of dealing with my way of life that was given to us by the man that we know as Allah, who established the nation of gods and earths, that many know as the 5% nation. So I've used this motto as the guiding principle, which is what a motto is the guiding principle of what Babybeautiful.co is all about. My main purpose for using that is to really bring awareness to those who get a chance, one opportunity to view the videos, that my message is pertaining to the babies born today that will be the future of tomorrow. My message is to the young mothers and fathers that will be the ones nurturing, developing those babies into adulthood. My message is to them. Because the whole idea of establishing Babybeautiful.co online store was for the purpose of reaching them with the message, not just selling the clothes, but reaching them with the message. So I wanted to do that in hopes that I could be an instrument of change in some regard as to the way that babies that are born today are educated, taught, and nurtured to adulthood. If I could bring anything to help in that process, then I want to do that. And each week, I made it where I would do a video that would come out of a series of videos that I'm doing to bring that message and to bring the awareness of the store online so that you will know about the website, Babybeautiful.co. Now, next Saturday, I will be on J Street in Brooklyn giving out items that we sell at Babybeautiful.co as samples to young mothers and fathers But in addition to that, I will also give out our business shirts with the name of babybeautiful.co on there and the information. So if you had any idea that you wanted to present, you could go right to the information that is on the shirts. Also, I will be giving out our business cards along with the shirts and the items that we sell as samples in the online baby store. So if you are in Brooklyn, next Saturday, you can stop at J Street in downtown Brooklyn. I will be right around the corner, set up, giving out the t-shirts with our business logo on it and statement made about the business will be also on the shirts, back and front, with the business cards and the samples of what we sell at babybeautiful.co. The main purpose of that is to get people involved, to bring them aware that this is something for us. I want it to be where this becomes a household name, where mothers and fathers, young mothers and fathers, as well as old, when they think of dressing their baby, I want them to turn to babybeautiful.co, because this is something that I want it to be for us to use to dress our babies in the best quality clothes that is available. And it will be something that we will use as a form of economic development and growth for us as a people. Because I spoke about in several of the videos that I already did, in the series of videos that I decided to do to get the word out and spread the word about babybeautiful.co. I've already spoken in those videos about building communities. That we don't live in communities. We live in neighborhoods and we populate areas, but we don't live in communities. Communities is where we control economically, politically, culturally, socially, and educationally every aspect of the community. Where we are the ones who control the businesses and establish the businesses in those communities. We don't have that. We live in neighborhoods and we populate areas. But we don't own anything in those neighborhoods, and the areas that we populate, we don't control. So until that happens, we will continue to be people who are consumers to other people. So in order for us to change that, we have to start establishing businesses. That will be the key to changing us living in neighborhoods and populating areas. We will in turn be able to create communities. So the first step in that process, I've started by building and creating babybeautiful.co, an online baby store, to start that process of creating communities. Now, I believe in our ability to be able to do that. But we can't do it if we do not support what is already being done. And that's why Saturday, August 19th, I will be in downtown Brooklyn, J Street, giving out samples of what we sell. In addition to that, I will give out the shirts that represent our company along with the business cards so that you will be able to find it anywhere. When you go to the website, you will be able to find it with no problem. Babybeautiful.co. I want it to be understood that when you order from there, you become a part of our family. The whole idea is to build a network of a family as a people where we have so many babies being born in our neighborhoods and in the areas that we populate. So I want to use that as a means of economic development and growth. The only way we can do that is by supporting Babybeautiful.co so that we can begin to dress our own babies. And then we use that to build communities so that we can control the areas and the neighborhoods in which we live in. We're going to live there anyway. We're going to spend money anyway. So why not spend it with yourself? Because when you spend that money with Babybeautiful.co, you in turn is building towards a future for your own babies. So don't think of it as something that is just for me or for someone else. No, this is about building a future of tomorrow for the babies of today. In each one of my videos, I remind you of that. That it's not for me as an individual, no. I'm not looking to get rich off my own people, no. My main purpose is to reach the minds of the babies that are born today and that are already here, that was born by the mothers and fathers that produce them. My main purpose is to play a role in shaping and molding their development, their growth, and the nurturing of them so that they will be able to live in a world of tomorrow, their future, and be able to do things that we wasn't able to do in the society and the world in which they live, to become the models by which they will be able to make a difference in the society and the world in which they live. We can play a role in beginning that process today. But we can't do that if we don't support the whole process of changing the way we live as a people. We just populate neighborhoods and we live in areas, but we don't have communities. So we need to build communities so that our children will be able to come up in these communities where they will be instilled with the values, morals, and principles that will enable them to develop, grow into adulthood with the kind of respect, decency, and responsibility that they need as individuals. I come from a background where that was not even happening at all. And I'm pretty sure many of us come from the same kind of background. So let's change that for the future of the children that are born today and the ones that are already here. Because many of us are the mothers and fathers of those children. We can start that process today. I've already begun with Babybeautiful.co, the online baby store. So August 19th, Saturday, which is next Saturday, I will be in downtown Brooklyn, J Street, giving out samples of what we sell as an online baby store. Because I want it to be where this becomes our form of shopping for our own babies. We have an economic base that we don't use. So let's start using that to build communities. Because it's beyond just us as individuals. We spend $1 trillion a year as a people. It is estimated that we are 13% of the population in the United States, and we are 50 to 60 million people. If those numbers are true and correct, then we have a lot of money, but the way we spend it keeps us poor because it doesn't benefit us. We spend it with people who are getting rich off of us. The Chinese, the Japanese, the Koreans, the Asians. I mean, all of these people come in our communities and they get rich off of us. We like to think that they're our communities, but we really don't have no communities. We often use the term community, but we don't have no communities. We have neighborhoods that we live in and areas that we populate. But we spend so much money in the neighborhoods that we live in and the areas that we populate that we could be rich as a people. But the way we spend our money makes us poor as a people. We have the money. We just don't spend it properly where it will enrich us as a people. Instead, it enriches others. So the reason why I created Babybeautiful.co is so that we can begin to take our money and start spending it with ourselves to build communities for ourselves, and in turn, those communities will nurture, develop, educate, and enrich the lives of the children that we produce as a people. We have people doing it all over. You have the Italians got their communities. You have the Chinese got their communities. The Koreans got their communities. The Jews got their communities. You see it all over. But we have failed to have our communities. Now we can change that by starting the process today. It's going to take time, like anything. Things don't happen overnight. But we can begin the process today by supporting Babybeautiful.co. And then in turn, use that to start to build more. We don't have to talk about it. Let's be about it. Let's do it. and we can start today. Well, we can't do it if we are not ready to become self-sufficient and independent as a people. We have to start thinking like that because we are renters everywhere we go. We don't own anything. We rent everything, but we don't own nothing. And we are keeping other people enriched, but we're not enriching ourselves. We are helping them to send their children to the best colleges and universities by all of the material things that we buy and purchase from their establishments because they have the businesses. So we're buying all of their products, and this is how they are enriching themselves. That's how they can have the finest homes, the best neighborhoods. They can have the things that they want in their communities. All of the material things, they can have all of that because we are enriching them with our money so that they will be able to do that. So let's start really building for ourselves, doing for ourselves, taking that money and using it for ourselves. Let's start today. Not tomorrow or next year or the year after. Let's start today. We can do this as a people. I have the confidence and trust that we can do it. That's why I started the online baby store, Babybeautiful.co, and I named it Baby Beautiful because our babies are beautiful. So let's start building a future and a tomorrow for them so that they will be able to develop, grow, and mature into adulthood where they will take that same thing that we did a step further. We can do this, but we can't do it if we are not ready to make the change within ourselves. In one of the prior videos, I spoke about changing our values, morals, and principles, changing our behavior and our actions. But the only way we can do that is we have to change our mindset. So the root of this whole thing is that we are stuck in a state of conditioning. And that state of conditioning have us to the point where we repeat the same cycle over and over again with the same behavior, the same actions. We repeat it over and over again. But we can change that if we start changing the way we think, changing our behavior, changing our actions, changing our values, our morals, and our principles. We have to start that process. If we don't start it, it's not going to happen. Every day, I walk the streets and I see so many young brothers and sisters with their babies. And I look around and I see the same neighborhoods and areas that we live in that they're coming up in. So it's going to produce the same results of what it produced with them. If we want to change that, we have to start building communities. And the way you build communities is you have to first build businesses. Those businesses, in turn, is what you will use to build communities. That's the only way that we can do that. We have to use our money to start that process by which to build communities to secure the future generation of our babies. This is not for us, it's for the future generations of our own babies and the babies that are born today. We can do this because we know that it is estimated that we spend $1 trillion a year as a people in America. Where is all that money going? It's not coming to us because we look in the areas that we populate and the neighborhoods that we live, and we see young brothers and sisters with babies that are suffering every day, struggling every day to make it. They are struggling to pay rent, to put food on the table, to be able to buy the clothes that they need for themselves and their children, and to send them to these schools in these neighborhoods that are brainwashing them with the false information, miseducation, and indoctrination. We see that every day. We can play a role in the process of changing all of that. But we can't do it if we are not ready to change within ourselves. It always comes back to self. No matter how much we speak about what is happening here, what is happening there, it's going to come back to ourselves. We can talk about the racism in America. We can talk about the unequal treatment that blacks suffer from in America, the poor housing. We can talk about the high rents. We can speak about the kind of treatment that we receive as a people all across America. But what good is that doing us to talk about that? That's not serving no purpose. It's not changing our conditions. We need to start the process by which to change that. We can't wait for someone else to do it, because that'll never happen. We have to start doing it ourselves. And it starts with the number one person. You. It don't start with someone else, it starts with you. You first challenging yourself to change your mindset, to change your behavior, change your actions, change your values, morals, and principles. Because all of this is shaped from a condition that we are under as a people. If we don't attack that conditioning, we won't be able to do anything. Because you have many black people in America that they go to the best colleges and universities, graduate, they hold some of the most prominent positions in the society in which we live, yet our conditions remain the same. Because they are only doing that for themselves. They're not doing that to start the process to change what is happening to us as a people. Nah, they're not doing that for that. They're doing that so that they can live in the best homes, the finest houses, drive the best cars, get the best clothes, go to the best places. I mean, all of this is done for their own individual gain. It's not thinking about us as a whole, as a people. We have to do that ourselves. But it starts with us acknowledging that there's a problem and then addressing that problem with doing something about it. We have to start that process. No one else is going to do that for us. So we have to look at ourselves as individuals and challenge ourselves each day. What can we do that will make a better person out of ourselves as individuals? And in turn, use that to change the conditions of us as a people. But we first have to change our individual self. We can't do that if we don't even want to acknowledge that there's a problem and that it starts with ourselves. I had to go through the same process, so I'm not talking about something that I myself didn't have to do. It took me years, to change as an individual, as a person, and as a man. It took me years to do that. My transformation was a everyday, week, month, and year process. But I did it. It took me years, going through a whole lot of trials and tribulations. I did 3 prison sentences. I was in prison 3 times. And the last time I served 25 years of my life. The first 2 times, the first time I ever went to prison, I was sentenced to a 2 to 6, in which I did 3.5 years. Came home. Then the second time, I was sentenced to a 2 to 4, which I did 2 years. Then after that, the third time I went to prison, I was sentenced to 15 to life. I wound up doing 25 years. In 2012 was the completion of those 25 years. From 1987 to 2012. That was 25 years. Now, it has been 5 years since I've been out of prison. So my transformation was an ongoing process. It wasn't something that just, boom, happened. No, I had to go through many trials and tribulations in my own life to see that I had to address what was happening with me. Before I even talk about doing something with my own people, I had to first address what was happening with me. Now that I've addressed that, I'm coming back to my own people to say we need to address it on an overall scale. But we first have to deal with our individual self. As an individual, as a person, and as a human being. We have to deal with that. So we have to go deal with it as a man or woman. We have to deal with it. We can do this. Of course, it's going to take a process to go through that transformation. But we can make it happen. I'm confident that we can do it because I was a mess and I was able to do it. So I want you to remember that I will be Saturday, August 19th. I will be in downtown Brooklyn, J Street, giving out samples of what we sell in the online baby store, babybeautiful.co, along with my business cards, so that we can begin this process to build economically so that we can build communities for the future generations of our babies. Now remember, it is August 19th, Saturday, which is next Saturday. I will be in downtown Brooklyn, J Street, giving out the shirts, which is a part of our website, along with the business cards and samples of what we sell in the online baby store, so that you can use some of our products to dress your babies. So come out and support us and become a part of the family so that we can begin to build these communities to secure the future generations of our own babies. So with that, I'm going to say peace and look forward to seeing you there.